Today we're going to be predicting every single US Senate election. Before we get started though, I always appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe. If you have a quick second to do that, it means a lot to me. If you wouldn't mind subscribing. And now we will get to, oh sorry, it looks like I gained about 8 subscribers since my last video. So if you wouldn't mind being some of the subscribers for the next video, I'd much appreciate it. Now we're going to start out with the likely red states. For that, we're going to start with Kansas. We'll come back to Nebraska. That was on accident. And then I think that will be, so Kansas is surprisingly close. Generally in a really good year for Democrats, it moves from safe red to likely red. So that will be the call there in Kansas. Heading to South Carolina. This race has seen some interesting events. Lindsey Graham is no longer the Republican nominee, but different Graham. And I think that no matter who the Republican nominee was going to be, it was still going to be a Republican seat. South Carolina, certainly a Republican state. So that will be the call there in South Carolina. And then I think we have one more, that being the state of Florida. Going to put that state into the likely red column. Florida is going to be an interesting one. In the era of Trump, it has gone further and further to the right, with even once reliably blue Democratic counties like Miami-Dade even voting red on a couple of occasions. And it will be interesting to see if the demographic trends that really helped Republicans and Trump in 2024 have since been reversed. I do think they will have been to some extent. Florida will give us an idea of to which extent that these communities ended up, if they will continue to support Republicans and Trump. But for now, I think Florida will probably be in the Republican Party's category. If there's potentially an upset, I could maybe see it going into the category by lean. But for now, I'm going to stick with the likely red rating. That brings Republicans to 46 seats, to Democrats 43. And then we're going to now go to the likely blue. For that, we have the first state of Minnesota. This one is virtually certain to go blue. Minnesota has been in the news quite a bit for kind of not being fans of Trump and Republicans in general, and I don't think that this election will be any different. I think they will continue to vote blue, so that will be the call there in Minnesota. And then New Hampshire, I'm on the fence about if it will be likely or lean blue. For now, we'll go back to the state of New Hampshire. We'll now move on to the lean red states. For that, we have the state of Nebraska. I'm going to put that into the lean red column. This one, I think, will be close-ish. Dan Osborne, the independent nominee, he said he wouldn't caucus with either party. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But right now, I think he is a strong nominee, and as an independent, he is doing quite well. Better than a Democrat could have done by far in the state of Nebraska. He did better than Harris when he ran 2 years ago for the other Senate seat. So I think he's got a real good chance. But for now, I'm going to put the state of Nebraska into the lean red column. And now we're going to go to the lean blue, and then we'll end with the tilt states. For the first lean blue, we're going to start with the state of New Hampshire. I'm going to put that into the Democratic Party's category. I mentioned this one earlier, on the fence about whether or not it would be likely or lean, but for now we're going to go lean blue. That will be the call there in New Hampshire. Heading now down to Georgia. I'm going to put Georgia into the lean blue column as well. And then finally, I think the last state in that column will be the state of North Carolina. And now we're going to head over to, I think that, no, we'll do one more in the lean blue. I'm on the fence about this one. Maine, going to put that into the lean blue column. So North Carolina is going to be the first state to result in a flip from red to blue, or a flip, there hasn't been a flip from blue to red. But for now, that will be the call in North Carolina and Maine, 2 seats flipping from Republican to Democrat. And now we are down to the tilt states that will determine which party controls the Senate. For now, I'm going to start with the state of Iowa. I think Iowa will be close. Like I've said before, I think the most likely scenario for the state is that the gubernatorial race goes blue, while the Senate race goes red, but I could be wrong. These tilt races really could go either way. So that will be the call there in the state of Iowa. And then now we're going to go do a tilt blue state. Going to go to Alaska. Mary Peltola, very strong nominee. I think she will do well as the Senate candidate for Alaska. And I think that she will narrowly win it. Like I said with the other tilt states really could go either way, so it's hard to nail down, but that will be the call there in Alaska. And then we're going to get to the state of Texas. Texas has been interesting. I am on the fence about this one as well. The betting markets are now supporting Texas going blue. We can, at least I think so, we can check the Kalshi betting markets map after we finish this map, but that will be the call there for Texas. That brings Republicans to 49 seats. And then we're going to now go with another tilt red. This will be a flip. Michigan saw the Democratic primary. The definitely more progressive, more DSA aligned candidate, Democratic Socialists of America, ended up winning the Democratic nomination. And I do think that that will probably come to bite Democrats. I think that a more moderate Democrat would have had a much better chance in the general election. And I think with a more socialist progressive candidate that the Republicans will be able to win the seat in Michigan. That will be one flip from blue to red. And then lastly, we have the state of Ohio, where I'm going to call that for the Democrat, Sherrod Brown. This race will be interesting, but that brings the Senate to a 50-50 tie. And as you can see here in the bottom right, because the VP is red, J.D. Vance is the Republican vice president, at least for the rest of the Trump administration. The Senate will be controlled by Republicans by the narrowest possible majority. That will be the call. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.